So when I first started writing, I think I had a lot to say, and so I started by writing a blog, and that's how I got offered a book. And I realized that I have so many stories inside me and so much to say. And I realized that people were happy reading it, and there was a lot of encouragement on the whole, which prepared me to write even further. And then I finally, wrote a food book, but the food book was not just food, it was also little stories about everyday life and little things. And I think for me, food is so connected to life that always is something, some little story from the past, or something that happens there, and then I write about it. So I do have a poetry book that's going to release somewhere this year, and I've been writing actually since 2010, and I finally have got the courage to compile it and put it together. It's very frightening. It's a very, very frightening experience because I've never thought of myself as a poet, but there's stuff that comes out of me, and my editor and my publisher thought that it can be shared with a whole lot of people, which is very scary. So yeah, it's going to be out soon. So it is, there are poetries about love, about heartbreak, about healing, about finding yourself, losing yourself, finding people, losing them, and everything in between. So I've again started reading Tuesdays with Molly because it's quite an incredible book, and I go back to it every few years, and that's what I have on my side table at the moment. Okay, so I have to say that for me, I used to love fairy tales. Okay, and they stay my favorite. There's no way that anything else can take its place. I like reading poetry. So my friend Jaya, who's also a writer, gave me this book. They are Spanish poems by Pablo Neruda, and I was learning Spanish for a bit, so she gave it to me in Spanish, and on the right hand side is the whole poems in English. So that's a book that I visit now and then. I think the third book would be Che Guevara. There's a book about a lion. I've forgotten the name of it right now. It's a small little book about this lion who was looked after by these two men, and how they let it go into the wild, and how they met that same lion with his family years later. I've forgotten the name of that, but that is one of the books that I really love and I keep going back to. I just feel, to me, writing is something that flows out of you. At least that's how it is with me. So I can only speak for myself and what I've experienced with writing. It's like when I watch a film, or if I meet people who touch me, or I hear of a story that's really touched my heart, it comes out in my writing. So maybe it could be a travel experience, it could be friends I meet, it could be a movie I watched, it could be a story I heard, it could be me, it could be somebody close that I know. It just kind of stays inside me for a bit and then comes up in this way. I give journaling books to most of the people that I know, because I think it's so important for you to express yourself, and most of us don't find an outlet. So if you can just sit down and write what you are feeling, I think it's incredible. I used to maintain a diary, and then I stopped maintaining it because I thought, what if somebody else finds it? So now I don't.